Song Yadong versus Deiveson Figueiredo is this Saturday, and because this is in Macau, this is going to be a really early fight card, especially if you're in the US, but it is going to be an absolute banger. Anytime the UFC goes to these like remote parts of the world where they're trying to build a fan base, two things happen. One, they put on the sickest fights. Two, the odds makers go absolutely insane for whoever that hometown guy is because they know that the UFC is just trying to build a name. But honestly, I don't know if all of these chingling-a-ding-dongs are going to be able to win the matchups that the UFC has given them. So I think that if you were to bet on like all of the underdogs of the main card, you're probably going to print money. Let's get straight into it. Starting with the main event, you've got Song Yadong versus Deiveson Figueiredo. An ex-champion is a plus 450 underdog against Song Yadong, who's never beaten any top-level talent. Now, don't get me wrong, I can understand Song Yadong being the favorite. He's the bigger guy. He's stronger. He gets in. I've been watching so many Song Yadong matches recently. He's sick. He puts on a good fight. He's going to get in your face and try and bust you up. And he could just get Deiveson Figueiredo out of there. It's true. Figgy's at the end of his career at this point. He is smaller, so he could just get mauled by Song, but it's not going to be that easy. I don't think that it happens like 5 times out of 5 if they were to fight 5 times. Honestly, Song Yadong puts himself in some really dumb spots. He overcommits to shots and leaves his chin wide open to get cracked. And Deiveson Figueiredo has one of the sharpest, most powerful right hands in this like lighter boy area, right? He can crack, man. And he's got good grappling. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, has good guillotine submissions as well. I could see Song Yadong doing something stupid like going in for a takedown and getting guillotined. I think that like betting on Figgy to win by submission isn't the stupidest. Like the odds you'd be getting on that would be crazy. And the idea that that is never going to happen is insane, right? Like, but anyway, Figueiredo is just, I can understand why people would be doubting him, especially after the Corey Sandhagen fight where he blew out his knee and in that 50-50 grappling position. But when you then see his follow-up fight with Umar Nurmagomedov, it's close. Like, it's a good fight. Obviously, Umar won, but it's Umar Nurmagomedov, not Song Yadong. Like, you saw Song Yadong's last fight against Sean O'Malley. He got pieced up the whole time. And Deiveson Figueiredo doesn't have the physical attributes of Sean O'Malley, but he's a good striker. I personally believe that he's a better striker than Song Yadong. I think he's got better grappling than Song Yadong. Song Yadong has the size and the physicality and the power advantage, but I honestly think that this is a really close fight. It's hard, man. I've been watching a lot of Song Yadong's fights recently, and they're okay. Like, he beat Henry Cejudo, and he was winning that fight. But that eye poke changed everything. And, I don't know how Song Yadong holds up over a 5-round fight, especially if someone's bringing crazy pressure. Can Deiveson Figueiredo bring that pressure the whole time? I don't know, man. Like, look, it's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. But if I had to pick, if the odds were even, I don't know if I pick Song Yadong. Like, who's he beaten that would show you that he can really do that? Henry Cejudo has to be the best option, but Henry Cejudo and Deiveson Figueiredo are also friends, so I'm sure that they're talking and putting together a game plan. Figgy's not an idiot, man. Like, he's an ex-champion. He's an elite-level fighter. Like, you cannot be betting against elite-level fighters, and when you get them as a 5-1 underdog, you got to take it. I'm sorry. I'm going Deiveson Figueiredo, and I have a weird feeling it's going to be like a guillotine submission. I think Song Yadong's going to put himself into some dumb spot. The two options are either like a guillotine submission or Song Yadong overcommits on a lunging left like hook and just gets cracked by that right hand, which is totally in Figgy's arsenal, and Song leaves himself open for it all the time. I personally, if him and O'Malley were fighting for 5 rounds, O'Malley would have found that shot for sure. Anyway, moving on to the co-main event, Zhang Mingyang versus Alonzo Menifield. Now, just again here, Zhang Mingyang is a minus 270 favorite against Alonzo Menifield as a plus 210 underdog. Zhang Mingyang's not that good, guys. He's not that good. He beat Anthony Smith and Ozzy Diaz, like super late stage Anthony Smith too. This is like full on ready to turtle in the first round. Anthony Smith is who Zhang Mingyang beat, and then he just got beat up pretty bad by Johnny Walker, who's like all over the place. And you would think, Zhang Mingyang's this sort of knockout artist. He was on this crazy streak, knocking guys out in the first round. Like, you would have thought he would have been able to put out a Johnny Walker, but he didn't. Whereas, like, Alonzo Menifield, he's starting to be a bit of a vet. He did lose his last fight against Volkan Ozdemir, but he took out Umar Sy, who was undefeated before that. Pretty boring fight, but, he's been in there beating Dustin Jacoby. A lot of these, like, gatekeeper type of guys, Menifield can beat. Is he going to beat the top? He lost to Carlos Olberg. He lost to Azamat Mazakhanov, right? Those are two like super high, not super high level for Azamat Mazakhanov. He just got beaten by Paulo Costa, right? But he has the experience at this top level. Zhang Mingyang had a bunch of cans in China, and then the UFC fed him a bunch of layups because again they want that good spot, and the odds were actually closer. Not closer. They were further away than plus 210 on Alonzo Menifield when I was looking at this earlier in the week. But even at plus 210, it's like, yeah, can Menifield win 1 out of 3 fights against Zhang Mingyang when you just saw Zhang Mingyang like break to a couple of leg kicks from Johnny Walker? Like, yeah, of course he can. What are you talking about? Like, crazy, man. Anyway, moving on to Sergei Pavlovich versus Tallison Teixeira. Another one. Look at this shit, guys. You've got a minus 600 favorite in Sergei Pavlovich versus a plus 450 underdog in Tallison Teixeira. Now, everyone was super high on Tallison Teixeira, 6 months ago. Even myself, I picked him to beat Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis was like the 3-1 underdog and ended up beating Tallison Teixeira in about a minute. That was a weird stoppage where Jason Herzog like ended the fight even though Tallison Teixeira was like climbing up the cage, literally like grabbing the cage and hauling himself back up, which was basically why Jason Herzog stopped it. But this is a way closer than this is not the same Sergei Pavlovich. This wasn't the guy that knocked out 5 guys in the first round, in a row before he came up against Tom Aspinall, and Tom Aspinall just flatlined him, right? Like the wins that he's had have been against like Waldo Cortez Acosta, and there were decisions that he's not finishing these guys. Tallison Teixeira was undefeated before the Derek Lewis fight and was knocking guys out and finishing them. And he's been training with Pereira. He's working on his striking. It's a heavyweight fight. Plus 450 against late stage Sergei Pavlovich. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Like, it's just, I'm not saying that I think that Tallison Teixeira is going to win this fight. And I guess I didn't technically pick the last fight of Zhang Mingyang versus Alonzo Menifield. I'm picking Alonzo Menifield to win that fight. I'm picking all the underdogs. I'm going with all the underdogs, just so they're on the same page on the main card. I'm going with Tallison Teixeira here. I don't think Sergei Pavlovich is the guy that he once was. He does not have that same aura. Tallison Teixeira is going to put together a game plan, be on the outside, piece Sergei Pavlovich up, and he's, you got to understand, Tallison Teixeira is like 6'8". He's got that massive reach advantage. He can stay out there and just pop Sergei and not really get hit too bad and win a decision. 1 out of 5 times, he's plus 450. I think he could do it 50% of the time, and I'm picking Tallison Teixeira to win. So, again, I'm like, I know that it is, you're like, oh, Royce, what? Big Dumb Harry, why are you why are you so crazy today? They're like, here's the free money. I don't understand why these odds are like this on this card. It makes no sense. Moving on to Kai Asakura versus Cameron Smotherman. Again, guys, a plus 225 Cameron Smotherman against a minus 280 Kai Asakura. Kai Asakura has not won a fight in the UFC yet. Okay? He lost to Alexandre Pantoja. Okay, sure. Potential flyweight GOAT, mauls him and chokes him out. But then he loses to Tim Elliott or whatever his fucking name is. Who did Kai Asakura lose to? It's Tim. Yeah, Tim Elliott. Exactly. Like, dude, if you remember that fight, Kai Asakura was like obviously piecing Tim Elliott up. Not even really. Tim Elliott was like, fighting like an old English boxer guy going, hey, put him up, come at me. Like the strangest, most awkward fight style you've ever seen, right? And Kai Asakura still couldn't like knock him out, even though he's meant to be some striking ninja, right? And then just falls into the easiest guillotine choke you've ever seen in your entire life. Okay? His grappling is non-existent. I'm telling you, this guy can't grapple for shit. He was handled a bunch of cans in Ryzen, and then he comes to the UFC, and Tim Elliott's beaten him, right? Cameron Smotherman is not a great fighter, okay? He's sort of been hit and miss. He's had higher level experience. He's not higher level experience. He hasn't fought Pantoja, but he's had like good high level experience in the UFC. He's well-rounded. The thing about Cameron Smotherman is, if you remember, he's the guy that was weighing in and then collapsed behind Michael Bisping right as Michael Bisping was being like, I don't care about these guys not being able to, having a hard time making weight. Boom. So I think that puts like a bad idea in people's heads. And again, the UFC knows that they're trying to give Kai Asakura an easy fight. And Cameron Smotherman is an easy fight, but we're all underestimating how bad Kai Asakura's grappling really is, because it's really, really, really bad. So Cameron Smotherman to win by submission is an awesome bet. I promise you. Anyway, moving on to Jake Matthews versus Carlston Harris. Okay, this was going to be Jake Matthews versus Muslim Salikov, which would have been like, and Muslim Salikov was the underdog there. In this one, Carlston Harris is now taking this fight on super short notice. It's got to be like less than a week's notice, and he's got a 19-7 record, so he's a plus 310 underdog or something like that, and Jake Matthews is a minus 350 favorite. The thing is, Jake Matthews is an idiot, okay? Like, he's just so stupid. Jake Matthews is like, he's Australian. Australians, I can say it, we're not the smartest people in the first place, but Jake Matthews is a dumb Australian guy. I can tell you this for sure, man. Like, he was piecing up Neil Magny. Like, the idea that he was going to lose to Neil Magny seemed ludicrous in their last fight. And he got like easily beaten up. Not easily beaten up. He got like choked out in the third round and basically threw away the fight in the final rounds. Like, he's just a dummy. Okay. So even though Carlston Harris doesn't have a great record and is taking this fight on a week's notice, Jake Matthews is probably going to do something stupid to lose this fight. This is the only one where if it was still Muslim Salikov, I would be picking Muslim Salikov for sure. Honestly, I'm going to pick Jake Matthews in this fight, but plus 300. This guy Carlston Harris can beat Jake Matthews 1 in 3 times. I'm telling you, like, Jake Matthews can just do something stupid and fall on his head 1 in 3 times in the fight. So I don't know. What do you want from me? Like, I'm meant to like pick Jake Matthews with 100% conviction? Like, are you kidding? You give me a 3-1 underdog. You can take some random bum off the street, right? Like, they're welterweight. Find me some like 190-pound guy who is just in good shape, works out all the time, and has been in a couple fights. And you give me 3-1 odds on him fighting Jake Matthews? I'm like, sure, maybe. Like, Jake's not going to come in with an awesome game plan. He's going to just like come in there trying to trade, even though he can probably take the guy down and submit him. And the guy would 1 in 3 times clean his clock. So, yeah. I'm not even trying to be a Jake Matthews hater. He's just not smart, guys. Against Muslim Salikov, he would have gotten destroyed. The idea that Salikov was an underdog is crazy, even though he's like 47 years old or some shit like that. He's an unk, and he would have put Jake Matthews out. Carlston Harris still has a chance. Anyway, moving on to Alex Perez versus Sumudaerji. Oh, this is the one fight where, I mean, it's a pick'em. Alex Perez is a minus 130. Sumudaerji is like plus 110. But Alex Perez is definitely going to win this fight. His record there is 26-10. Sumudaerji's 19-7, so like very similar. But Alex Perez has fought all of the high level guys. Azu Almabayev, and he looked like he was actually potentially going to win that fight, but Almabayev got a guillotine in the third round. Tatsuro Taira, then he had his knee taken out by Tatsuro Taira with that back position, which is brutal. You know, he's had some unfortunate ones. But he's also looked really good. You know, he is a very, very good fighter. Who did he beat recently? Charles Johnson, left hook, round 1. You know, Sumudaerji, he's like beaten Jesus Aguilar, Kevin Borjas, Mitch Raposo, lost to Charles Johnson, lost to Tim Elliott, lost to Matt Schnell. Like, you know, he's okay. Alex Perez is actually a good flyweight. Like, he really is a top 5 to 10 flyweight for sure. So I'm picking Alex Perez to win that one. I think it's actually going to be a really easy decision win for him. But maybe you could see a KO, but I think it's going to be a decision for Alex Perez. Moving on to the prelims, and we're just going to lightning round these ones. We've got Yisak Lee versus Luis Felipe Diaz. I'm going with Yisak Lee. He's the hometown guy. He's 8-1. Luis Felipe Diaz is 17-5. He does have some good, you know, higher level experience, and technically Yisak Lee is the underdog, but it's the night of the underdogs, my boys. We're going underdog city today. Ding Meng, ching-a-ling-a-ding-dong-meng versus Jose Sousa. I'm going with all the freshies today. Jose Sousa, he's 8-1, but look, he's a nice young fresh man. This fucking Ding Meng looks like he's been playing in like Vietnamese card rooms for the last 45 years and just came out of like a Chinese opium smoking den to have this fight. So I'm going with Jose Sousa by KO. And it's a pick'em. Adrika Lang versus Cody Haddon. Now, this is interesting. Cody Haddon is a -360 favorite. He's 8-1 out of Australia, a really nice up-and-coming prospect. Adrika Lang is a pretty sick fighter too. You know, he has experience. He is a vet. It's just Cody Haddon is good, man. Like, he has potential to be a future champ. So I'm going to go with him. He's the massive favorite for a reason in this one, even though he's going up against the Chinese Adrika Lang. We have Goku Raid Suraya versus Luis Gurule. And you just got to give it to the guy with the hair. You come in looking like this, you're either set up for major humiliation or you're going to come out looking like the absolute champion. You're going to be a Japanese superstar after this fight. So we're going with Raid Tsuruya. He's got the better record. He's got the better hair. Luis Gurule can't even grow hair, so fuck him. Moving on to Angela Hill versus Zhang Jingnang. It's Zhang Jingnang. I'm fucking bad at it. My girlfriend's Chinese too, guys. This is really, really bad. But Angela Hill is like basically a 50-50 fighter against anyone. Zhang Jingnang is 19-2 and Chinese and 5-5 against 5-3. Honestly, the fact that she's only -200 against Angela Hill being +165, you should probably put some crazy money on Zhang Jingnang. Moving on to Zhu Kangji versus Rodrigo Vera. Rodrigo Vera looks like he could be Cheeto Vera's little brother, even though he's actually bigger than Cheeto Vera. But I gotta go with Rodrigo Vera here. 21-1 against Zhu Kangji's 21-4. That's a respectable record, but you've got to understand that Rodrigo Vera is doing this all at a total height of 0 feet 0 inches. So how is Zhu Kangji ever going to hit him? That's really my question. Moving on to Loma Lukbumi versus Jacqueline Amarin. This is actually this woman's name. Loma Lukbumi from Thailand. Although this could be a banger to start the card. We could see some Thai head kicks coming Jacqueline Amorim's way. I'm going to go with Loma Lukbumi. I think she's going to go in there and piece up Jacqueline Amarin. This bitch is too pretty and cute to go in there against a Lomaluk Bunmi leg kick, head kick combo. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be left leg kick, left high kick, fucking down. Jacqueline Amorim is gone. You're gone. Get out of there. Anyway, this is going to be a super fun card. If you have some spare money to just throw on fights, literally take a punt at just each of the 5 top guys on that main card. And even go Alex Perez as pick him. I guarantee he's going to win that fight. And a little cheeky parlay or two of whichever you think is like most legit. But honestly, like, look at those odds again. Song Yadong, Deiveson Figueiredo, Zhang Mingyang, Alonzo Menifield, Sergei Pavlovich, Tallison Teixeira, Asakura, Cameron Smotherman. These are 50-50 fights, guys. These are 50-50 fights. These are not crazy underdog fights. I don't know what's up with the odds makers recently. They make Strickland a 5-1 dog against Hamzat Chimaev. They make Strickland a 3-1 dog against Fluffy Hernandez. They got all of this crap going on. Like, they had Duho Choi as like a 2-1 underdog against Daniel Santos or whatever the fuck his name was, and he destroyed him, man. This is going to be a good fight, a good card for the punters. For the punters that like the underdog odds, we're going to have a lot of fun. See you, lads.